Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So the Simpsons and their XRP price prediction might come true after the SEC case wraps up. So guys, more evidence now. Bill Hinman's calendars have been released, and I just did a video this morning. I will link that video up here in the top right-hand corner of this video if you guys didn't catch the latest on that. Now, this Simpsons prediction, this is not a real one. I wish this was real. Somebody photoshopped this. XRP to hit 589 plus by EOY. We have been seeing some positive momentum for XRP. I also talked about this in this morning's video. Although we have seen a bit of a bearish downturn, XRP is ultimately still making those higher lows. So we're kind of in a wait and see period. If it goes lower than the formulated bottom here, then we're in trouble. But right now we're just waiting for that switch, that turning point where XRP makes higher lows and not lower lows, right? Since that time that Bitcoin hit its all-time high, we have seen XRP just basically making lower lows. And so, this is kind of where we're at now. This is a higher low. And what's going to happen here? That's the ultimate question. Are we actually going to go lower before we start making higher highs, or what? And I don't know why somebody's bringing up this Simpsons prediction now, but it's been floating around Twitter. And Mike Manfield here just posting this with regards to Ripple partner Valente. So this is good. Another announcement here. Valente Technologies, the global leader in cloud payment and financial messaging, today announced that ACH Colombia, a financial technology company, has gone live with a new banking portal featuring a superior digital payments experience aligned with the social media and e-commerce platforms customers use in their daily lives. The deployment is part of a wider payments modernization initiative aiming to digitalize ACH, Colombia's entire payments operation, with Valente Technologies, guys, and Valente runs on RippleNet. As a result, customers can now be onboarded 6 times faster than before. They can also enjoy services with a higher level of personalization and receive funds twice as fast. Over time, ACH Colombia will also be able to offer customers an ever-increasing variety of domestic payment services through their portal. And here's just a quick quote here, guys. ACH Colombia is investing in the future of improving the quality of our services and continue to contribute to the integration of the country's financial ecosystem. The initiative represents a complete digital overhaul that sees us transform into a fully hybrid and multi-cloud operation fit for modern times. Preliminary customer feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. This coming from Luis Alberto Fernandez Pulido, VP of Operations and Technology. So by running through Ripple-enabled Valente, obviously this is proving to be beneficial for the people of Colombia, wanting to transform their entire financial system, getting onto DLT technology one step at a time. So it sounds as though they are going to be doing this for not just institutional grade payments, retail grade as well. So that's some interesting news. Wanting to thank Mike Manfield just for posting that. And breaking, guys, this from XRP_Crow, Flare Network's decentralization progress is at 28%. And so were you still wondering about your FLR tokens? Once we are at 67%, token distribution event may occur. So here's just the latest update here. As brought to us by XRP_Crow, Flare Network's decentralization progress, 67% is that key target. Then we will get our Flare tokens or our Spark tokens. And XRP_Crow just also posted this, everything about the Flare token distribution. So just listing it off. Number 1, Flare token distribution. Number 2, how to connect to MetaMask. Number 3, exchanges supporting the FLR airdrop. And number 4, XRP to FLR distribution ratio. So if you guys are still confused on that, you can take a look at this infographic. I will link this in the description of the video for you. So just a little update on that. Wanted to thank XRP_Crow just for posting that. Also, there have been rumblings from the ECB that, free banking is a no-no. This coming from Michael Branch here on Twitter. We stand for bankers, says ECB's chief Lagarde disclosed that she dislikes seeing a new period of free banking in crypto. So here are just some of the takeaways. ECB Chief Christine Lagarde disclosed today in an online panel hosted by the Bank of France that she does not like seeing a new period of free banking due to cryptocurrencies. According to Lagarde, central bank digital currencies are required to maintain the role of central banks. So even though we can transfer value by ourselves without an intermediary, of course, the powers that be do not like that option. And so enter central bank digital currencies. We know Christine Lagarde and the ECB, all the central bankers around the world. These guys are in the pockets of a few handful of elites. So, it is no surprise that this is kind of where the message is going. Lagarde referred to historical examples where the central bank was not there. And according to her, this precipitated in crisis after crisis. I believe it was Christine Lagarde who was also very critical of El Salvador, for example, and their move towards Bitcoin. Well, Nayib Bukele had a few choice words, not for Christine Lagarde specifically, but for the Bank of England specifically. Christine Lagarde described cryptocurrency evolution as stormy. According to her, crypto initially started as a cultural hype published by libertarians and promoted by Satoshi Nakamoto, to now being a tool widely accepted by companies such as PayPal, MasterCard, and Visa. And I'm glad they bring up Satoshi Nakamoto here, because as Eleanor Turret was combing over the Hinman meetings, there apparently was a meeting with Satoshi Nakamoto, Tim Draper, and the SEC. Here's Charles Gasparino on Fox Business, just kind of talking a little bit about, excuse me, I think I'm getting sick here. My voice is kind of going on me. Anyway, guys, I'm going to play you this clip.
So let's unpack this a little bit. Okay, so we're going through all the discovery on this Ripple SEC case. There's a lot of interesting stuff in discovery. We do have the I guess the meeting logs of a guy named Bill Hinman, who was one of the guys that essentially was at the center of SEC crypto regulation that led to the lawsuit against Ripple. So they want to know everything about Bill Hinman, right? So they subpoena everything. We get the phone logs, because that's now come up. By the way, phone logs haven't been published lately, yet. And then we're reading it. My producer is reading it. And she's like, oh my God, Bill Hinman met with Satoshi N and Tim Draper? And I'm like, what did you say? Is that a misprint? Yeah, it says right here, August 25th, 2017. Meeting with Satoshi N and and Tim Draper. So I said, oh my God, make sure it's not a misprint, and we check it out. And apparently there was a pre-meeting to discuss the merits of the meeting with Satoshi N. I unpacked it. I talked to people that were at the meeting. Here's essentially what went down.
Here is essentially what went down. So anyway, I'm going to explain to you what happened here. Eleanor Turret posting this. It would appear the SEC and Tim Draper know who Satoshi Nakamoto is. This was from August the 23rd, 2017. And so in this SEC calendar, we can see there was a meeting here with Satoshi N and Tim Draper with Valerie Suspanic. And I don't know why it was listed here twice, but apparently they had a meeting with Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, eventually it was revealed that Tim Draper actually got trolled. Rude Kermit here posting this. Hey guys, you might want to take a look at this article as well concerning Satoshi and Tim Draper. So this article was released around that time, guys, August 2017. The Verge reported on a self-proclaimed Satoshi who had appeared to drum up interest in a new blockchain, and the mysterious figure schemes now seem to have attracted interests from some of the cryptocurrency world's most influential players. Emails shared by the mysterious developer revealed weeks of planning alongside a major investor and several SEC officials, many details of which have been independently verified by The Verge. Throughout August, the supposed Satoshi and prominent Bitcoin investor Tim Draper were in discussions for an initial coin offering based on the new coin blockchain, talks that seemed to have abruptly dropped off when Draper lost faith in the scheme late last week. So Tim Draper finally tweeted out, I got targeted by a Satoshi fake. He was very convincing and wasted a lot of my time. Could have been much worse. Watch out. So ultimately, Eleanor Turret also realized this. Alas, 'twas indeed a fake Satoshi that targeted Tim Draper and the SEC. Still quite interesting that some random guy got as far as holding a meeting with the SEC officials claiming to be the Bitcoin founder. So Tim Draper actually knows who Satoshi is not. They still had this meeting with the SEC, which begs some more questions, okay? This is not the end of this story, guys. John Deaton here. To all the morons out there, especially BTC Maxis, taking shots at a young journalist for bringing up the Satoshi Nakamoto meeting. So he's just tweeting out the same tweet from Eleanor Turret here. WTF is wrong with you people. On the calendar of a high-ranking director at the SEC is an entry about a meeting with Tim Draper and Bitcoin billionaire nonetheless. And Satoshi Nakamoto, and you make fun of her for raising the issue. How is that not newsworthy to look into? So, I mean, I guess the prominent point here was that even the SEC had confidence that they were talking to Satoshi Nakamoto and Tim Draper at that meeting. Of course, it was uncovered days later, and when was this tweet from? I believe Tim Draper tweeted it a couple of days later. So this was August 25th, and the meeting was supposed to happen on August the 23rd. So 2 days later, Tim Draper finally comes out on Twitter and says, no, it was a fake. But that's not really what interests me. What interests me is something else, okay? So Mr. Clean X here posted this. Satoshi has been identified by the SEC, but has denied disclosure of his identity to investors. Now, this is on the presumption that the SEC assumed that that was the real Satoshi. All investors of Coinbase must read this, okay? So this is from the SEC.gov website. We support a diverse portfolio of crypto assets for trading and custody. However, for the year ending December 31st, 2020, we derived the majority of our net revenue from transaction fees generated in connection with the purchase, sale, and trading of Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is a statement, I guess, that was made from Coinbase. These trading pairs drove over 50% of total trading volume on our platform. As such, in addition to the factors impacting the broader crypto economy described in this section, our business may be adversely affected if the markets for Bitcoin and Ethereum deteriorate or if their prices decline, including as a result of the following factors. Now get a load of this right down here. One of the factors, the identification of Satoshi Nakamoto, the synonymous person or persons who developed Bitcoin or the transfer of Satoshi's Bitcoins. So their business could be adversely affected if they knew the identity of the real Satoshi Nakamoto. Well, you guys remember a few months ago, I did a video on the potential 4 people that could actually be Satoshi Nakamoto, and I will link that video up here if you guys didn't catch it. JV here posting this, just to give you guys a reminder. Don't change the fact that Homeland Security knows who the 4 Satoshis are.
We looked at Bitcoin. It was the most prevalent at that point. We had seized quite a bit of it, millions of dollars worth, under the Silk Road investigation. So one of our agents who started looking at another online marketplace through the deep web, which was called Black Market Reloaded, they were sending weapons through packages and ordering them on the dark web. And he was really, really smart, forward-leaning agent. And he goes, I want to go interview Satoshi Nakamoto. And we're like, what? He said, yeah, I want to go interview this guy. And at the time, we're like, hey, it's a figment of somebody's imagination. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not true. So, we had all this pushback from our headquarters. And we thought, hey, if an agent wants to go talk to him and we have some money, why don't we send him? Let's find out how this works. So as it came to be, the agents flew out to California and they realized that he wasn't alone in creating this. There were 3 other people, and they sat down and met with them and talked to them to find out how this actually works and what their reason for it was.
So this was an agent from the Department of Homeland Security confirming that they sat down with, the group calling themselves Satoshi Nakamoto, excuse me. Sorry, guys, I am losing my voice. I guess this just brings me back to the point. Department of Homeland Security knew who Satoshi was, had to discover who Satoshi was. So this is one governmental organization. The SEC also had no idea as late as August 23rd, 2017, who Satoshi Nakamoto was. So the theory that Satoshi Nakamoto is actually the US government, now to me doesn't seem like it holds water. I mean, why would these guys go to lengths to have a meeting with somebody that they do not know, claiming to be Satoshi Nakamoto? And of course, just going back to this discovery as well, the Department for Homeland Security sat down stating that Satoshi is in fact 4 different people. So it really does now get me wondering, is the intention or was the intention behind the creation of Bitcoin completely organic, or had it been produced by a foreign government, perhaps China, Russia? I know we've heard rumblings of that, but I do think, despite the David Schwartz NSA connection, this puts to bed the idea that Bitcoin was created by the American government. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.